Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome to today's episode of Spilling the Spiritual Tea with your host, psychic medium and spiritual advisor, Linda Blaze. I am so glad you are here today because it is October, which is spooky month. And I love getting scared. I don't know about you, but scary movies are my thing. I totally enjoy it. And we had a great question come into the circle during our live call this week where one of our members asked, if I watch these things, whether it is scary movies, true crime, those cop shows, all those kinds of things, is that inviting negativity into my life? And I thought that was an amazing question because it is a fear a lot of people have. And I want to talk about this because what you go looking for, you will always find. And I told this member that, and she kind of got a little bit scared in the moment. But here's the beautiful thing. When you are protecting yourself with the white light of the Holy Spirit, keeping all that negativity out of you, that real true energy, you can enjoy those scary things as entertainment. It only gets dangerous when you actually start visualizing yourself in them, putting yourself in those situations. That's where it gets dangerous, where you start to invite that negative energy into your life, which of course we all know you don't want to do. And so I thought that was an amazing question. I had another amazing question come through about haunted houses. And I'm not talking about the thriller ones, right? Where you go and people jump out and scare you. I'm talking about the real ones where you heard, hey, this house is haunted, or you have to go through this cemetery. It's haunted. There's old tombstones there and you need to go through here. And so they were like, am I going to bring something home? And I thought, now that's a really good question because yes, there is always that possibility that you could bring something home. So it's really important that we really protect ourselves with the white light every single day so that those attachments don't come in. And when you go and visit these haunted places, you set the rule that nobody's allowed to follow you home. You make sure that you're not going from a state of being very vulnerable. You're not in grief, you're not in pain, you're not suffering of any kind. Because if you are, those negative energies that may be present will latch onto you and they will follow you home. And not in the sense of like you're going to be possessed or things are going to start flying off the shelves in your home. You're probably not even going to notice for a good couple of weeks or months. How these energies show up is completely mind-blowing. And why people don't realize how dangerous this is because they're going to show up with negative thoughts and feelings. So maybe you go through a cemetery, you're vulnerable, a negative energy follows you home, kind of attaches itself to you. Now, it is not going to throw your books off the shelf, but maybe it's going to cause a car accident. Maybe you're going to lose your job. Maybe your child falls down the stairs. Maybe you have these constant thoughts of, I'm not good enough. It's not going to work. I'm not good enough. People are judging me. Why is that person staring at me? These negative thoughts that just continue to go. Now, you're not sitting there thinking, oh, that's because I went to the cemetery back in October. That's not what you're thinking. You're thinking, what is wrong with me? Those negative thoughts. Why do I feel this way? Maybe I need medication. Why? And nothing seems to work. I'm happy. I have a family. I have a job and all these things, but you just don't feel good enough. Nothing is good. And that's how that negative energy gets in. And the longer it sits with you, the bigger the impact it has. So I'm not saying don't go and have a good time. I'm saying go respectfully, go with protection, and make sure you have those rules that nothing can follow you home, because I am all for a good time. I have walked through many cemeteries. I have interacted with many white light energies and dark energies, and I don't have to worry so much because I'm not going in a vulnerable state. The other thing that I want to talk about is when I say you always get what you're looking for, if you're looking for negative things, you're going to find it. We can go into the exact same situation, the exact same home, and if you're thinking, oh my gosh, there's a haunting here, they throw stuff, they stab people, they pull their hair, they bite, all these kinds of things, that's exactly what you're going to get. But if you go in there with love and kindness and actually think that this is an actual person, this isn't just something here to entertain me. This is an actual person that passed away. And if they've done those horrible things to people, Maybe it's because they're suffering. Maybe because they are tired of being your entertainment. So you want to always go in with respect. I always look for loving, kind energies. And that's going to really absolutely change things, because worst case scenario, a loving, kind energy follows me home. What's going to happen? I'm going to start bringing in more love, more kindness, more amazing situations. It really is light and dark, and it's really important that you pay attention to those things. And one of the best things that you can do is, if inside you go to somewhere, whether it's a haunted house, a cemetery, a friend's house that doesn't feel right, you pay attention to that. This does not feel right. I need to go. You go. I don't care whose feelings you're afraid you're going to hurt. If it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right. And that could include for spirits and for people too. Because people are really good liars. They're really good at tricking you and making you think, wow, this person's amazing. They're telling you all the stuff they're doing. They're going on adventures. They're really good at convincing you how awesome they are and how they can help you and change your life. Maybe they're super funny and you're like, oh, they could never be a bad person. They're hilarious. But what happens is these people trick us, and then they become our friends, and then they change a little bit. Maybe they start asking for favors. Maybe they start being late for things, using you. All these kinds of things is really important we pay attention to, because negative spirits, negative people are here to hurt you. That's literally exactly what they're here to do. Now, why are they negative? Where is this negative, this dark energy coming from? Which was another beautiful question inside the circle. And the answer is simple. It's people that have turned away from the light. So it's the lack of light that makes them dark, makes them negative. The lack of positive energy that makes them negative. It is those people, those souls, those spirits that have turned away from God and decided they can do it on their own. They don't need anyone else, which in honesty, you can do that. But you're not going to have a spirit guide. You're not going to have angels. You're not going to have anyone to walk through life with you. It's really, truly a very lonely adventure. Most people have that light inside. Most people that you might think are dark energies are just people who are making really bad choices. So it's really important that you trust that inner dialogue, that connection with your intuition, your guides that says, this is not a good situation, and you get out of there no matter how much you might like someone. It's so important. And if you go to a haunted house and something inside says, this is not right, maybe somebody's doing a seance and you're like, I don't like this. This doesn't feel good. I remember we did a seance inside the circle, and one of the members was like, I'm not doing this. Like, this is terrifying. I've seen the movies. And it was so funny when we actually sat down. We didn't sit in a circle. We didn't light candles. We didn't hold hands. None of that. We just invited our loved ones to come and visit us, which is totally not scary. And they realized those kinds of things should not be scary at all. They should never be scary. And if you're like, it terrifies me, or I've been to situations that are terrifying, then you're hanging out with the wrong people. You are talking to the wrong mediums. You are going to places that you shouldn't be. And if you go there, you're going to get that darkness 100%, which is why I stick with the light. I teach people inside the circle to stay within the light, steer clear of all that negativity, all that darkness. You don't need to have it. Does that mean that your life is going to be perfect all the time? Of course not. That's just life. But it does mean those negative energies do not have a place in your world. I love watching the ghost hunting shows, but I can tell you there's a lot of really bad things that are happening behind closed doors that they ain't talking about. And I never want that to happen to you, because like I said, it's not coming through as possession. It's coming through thoughts and feelings. And if you've ever gone through a bout of depression or extreme anxiety, those times in your life where you just feel like you don't have control, that's what happens. They get in and they take it all away from you, and they break you over and over and over again till you feel like there's nothing left. You look in the mirror and you're like, I don't even know who I am anymore. And that's because you've allowed this other energy in and to take over. So I don't want this episode to scare you, but I do want it to empower you. So you know, hey, I know these things exist. I know they're out there, but they have no place in my life. hallelujah, they have no place in my life. I'm going to choose to surround myself with the white light, protect myself from any and all negativity. I'm going to choose to look for good spirits, good experiences that not only improve my life, but really expand my ability to connect with that spirit world. You're not going to go into those scary moments. Your intuition says hell no, it's a hell no. And you don't go in there. And it's really important that you remember you'll always get what you're looking for. So if you're looking for fear, you're looking for a scare, you're going to get it. And I find it funny because people will cry to me later. They're like, oh my God, all this horrible stuff has happened. I don't know what to do. Well, one, you shouldn't have done what you did. When you go for looking for the darkness, you invite it in. Once it's in, it's harder to get rid of. It's not impossible, but it's a whole lot harder to get rid of than it is to simply protect yourself first. So kind of remember that. Protect yourself first, because then you don't have to do a battle later. I hope this episode has really helped you to realize you have all the power, that there is those dark things in the world. And I hope you guys feel so much better, that you can go out and have a good time. Go to the cemeteries, go on the ghost walks, have your fun seance. Make sure you do it in a safe way. And if you're like, Linda, I don't know what's safe. I want to explore this, but I don't want to get in on all that witchy weird stuff. I don't want any of that weird. Come and join us in the circle, where I simplify everything, make it safe, and make it so much more enjoyable. The ladies that joined the circle from day one are still there. They're still there, not because they have to be, because they want to be, because their lives have completely transformed, because they decided to take a chance and learn a little bit more instead of letting TV and movies dictate what they believe about the other side and death. Why don't we do it in a way that makes sense and feels good? And that's what I'm all about. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, please reach out. Go to the website, lindablaze.com, to learn more, because everyone is welcome. And I want everyone to be able to kick fear out the door. We don't need it anymore. Let's kick it out. And if you are looking for a space where you can come and share your experiences, ask your spiritual questions, I highly encourage you to come and join us in the Spilling the Spiritual Tea community over on Facebook. I will leave the link in the show notes for anyone who wants to join us there. This is a safe place that I've created that you can come, ask questions, share your experiences, connect with other people that are interested in these same type things without all the internet trolls. We don't need them. This is a safe place. There's no bullying. There's no judgment. And if there is, immediate removal from the group. That makes it safe. No warnings. Out you go. So that makes it a really safe place for everyone. If that sounds like you're interested, click that link and come and join us, because I would be happy to sit down and get to know you a whole lot better. If you guys have any questions about today's episode, as always, please feel free to reach out. I am here for you, and I cannot wait to sit down and chat with you soon. Bye now.